Today we're going to talk about the first time I got caught smoking weed. So before I get into it, I just want to say if you guys have any topics or anything you want me to talk about in these life story videos, just leave it down in the comments or send me a message. And there's no limits. You can ask me anything as long as I personally have done it. So let's get it started. So it was nighttime around like 10 o'clock, probably 9, and I was in the house. I had rolled me up a joint. I had bought some gold rolling papers and little filter tips that when you have filter tips, you gotta like bend them and press them and make them into like a W or anything that you want, and you put them inside the joint when you roll them up. So I had me a little half of a joint because I smoked a little bit of it before that night. So I was just trying to get me a little buzz to help me go to sleep and relax. And when you smoke weed, it makes you sleepy. Personally, that makes me sleepy, so it kind of helps me sleep. So I got up out the bed. I was in my bed texting, doing whatever teenagers do. So I got up and I went to my little secret spot in my room, and I took it out a little tube so you wouldn't smell it, and it was like half a joint. Joints are kind of smaller than a blunt. So it was a little bit smaller but thicker. So I got the lighter and I opened my window first just to make sure there's no smell. And I know what you're saying, you smoked in your room. That is stupid. So if you guys out there are smoking, don't smoke in the room. That's a terrible, that's stupid basically. I don't know why I did it. Well, I know exactly why I did it, because it was cold outside and I didn't want to go outside and do it. Plus it was nighttime. So I opened my window to not have my room smelling like weed. So I opened it. I hit like one puff of it, and then I put it down because I heard my aunt. She got up out the bed, turned the light on. You can see the light under the doorway, so I looked behind me because my window is behind the door. So like the door, and you walk in the door, the window is straight ahead. So my back was turned to the door. So, and when you're smoking, you get paranoid, so you look around and see if there's somebody coming. You make sure that you don't get caught. So that's what I was doing. I hit a puff of it, and then I heard her get up, and I looked behind me, and the light under the door was on. So I didn't know what to do, so I grabbed the ashtray and I pressed it so you can put the fire out. And I stupidly put it out and closed the blinds without closing the window, so you can hear air coming in and everything. So I walked to my dresser, which is right next to the door. So you walk in and you look to your right, and that's my dresser. So I put the joint literally on books without even hiding it. I just threw it up there, and it was still kind of smoking, because when you put it out, it still has a little bit of smoke coming out. So it was still kind of smoking, so I blew it out and I put it on the books, literally on top of the books in plain sight. And it was a gold joint, so you can see that. You can see it loud and clear. So I opened the door to like play it off as like I'm getting water. So I went downstairs, got some water, went back up, and she started talking to me. I was like, oh my god, dang, she's talking to me. So I tried to go to my room, and I was making everything so suspicious. Like I wasn't really answering her like in full. You know how you answer somebody you don't really want to answer? Like they ask you a question, you be like, yeah, no, yeah. And you're not really explaining yourself. So I walked to my room, and she was like, hey, you got that book? And then she was right next to the door. I was in front of the door, kind of like blocking it, trying to close it so she wouldn't smell anything. So she said, can you go get that book that you read? And then I walked in the room, and I guess a blast of marijuana smell just hit her in the face. She was like, are you smoking? And I was like, oh, Jesus. So I lied. I just straight up lied and said, no, I was not smoking. And she was like, that smells like smoke. And I was like, no, it's just the incense. So I had like an incense in the candle, and she came up and like, this does not smell like an incense. What, have you been smoking for real? And then I was like, no. And at the time I was buzzed, so I couldn't think of any explanation on the spot. So I was like, no. And then she walked around, and then I walked out the room. I was like, oh my god, I'm about to get caught. And then I was just standing in the doorway while she was in the room, looking everywhere. And then she turned to the right when she went through the door, and there was a blunt, well, not a blunt, a joint right there on the paper, like on the book, on the paper, you know what I mean? So when she walked in, she was like, and she had like a little smirk on her face. Like, you know how when somebody makes a smirk and they're kind of like disappointed smirk, and like, I'ma beat your ass smirk, like that's what she did. So I looked at her, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I was smoking. And she was like, yeah, you just did lie to me. And so she was like, where did you get it? And I'm not going to tell the dealer, like, I'm not going to snitch on the dealer. So I was like, I got it from a guy that I met down the street. She was like, do you know his name? I was like, no, he's gone. He left. And then she was like, you're fucking lying to me. And I was like, no, I'm not. And so she said, give me the phone. So I gave her the phone, and then she started checking through it. Like, she looked through everything. She's like, what's the code? And I was like, the code? What code? The code to the phone. And she was cursing like she was angry, like, I don't know. So I gave her the phone, and she looked through it. She's like, give me the code. So I finally gave her the code, and then she looked through everything. Like, I don't really message people. I use Kick and things like that. And I don't think she knows about Kick. But somebody texted me on Kick, like, when she had the phone. She's like, why is it vibrating? And I was like, I don't know. So I thought she looked at it and was looking through my Kick. So she looked through the messages of people that I know, and she was like, who is this person right here? Because I was talking to one of my friends about some bud. He was like, you know where I can get some bud? And she was like, you talking about bud? Who is this? I was like, it's one of my friends. And she was like, let me call him. I was like, no. And I don't know why she didn't call him, but she didn't. But she started accusing family members of giving me the weed and everything like that. So the next day, well, let me finish. Like, I went to bed. It was, she was talking to me for about a good 20 minutes about it. And I went to bed, and then I woke up the next morning, went to school, came back, and then she was like, you know what? I'm sick of this. Give me your phone. Give me your computers, your stuff, everything like that. Well, I didn't have my computers, but, like, all my electronics. And she was like, you taking the door off the hinges, you give me your phone, you give me everything. You're not going to have anything. So I gave it to her, and she straight up told everybody that she knew that I was smoking in her house. Like, literally everyone she told, everyone knew. Like, it spread around so quickly over 2 hours. Mostly everybody she knows and some of the people I know, they knew. Like she snitched really, really hard. So I was punished for about, I don't know, it was months, probably like 4 to 5 months. I didn't have anything. And so she was like, if I catch you smoking weed again, I'm gonna put you in I forgot what it's called, boot camp, and they're gonna sort you out there. And I don't know if she was bluffing, because that's kind of stupid, smoking weed and getting sent to boot camp. That's really stupid. But that's basically it, guys. I know this was a long video, and I'm not really good at explaining things because things race in my mind, and I don't have a good way to, like, say it. But I know, like, this is exactly what happened. It's just really hard to explain because I'm that type of person that's doesn't know how to explain stuff in detail. So I hope you guys do enjoy this video. If you did, hit the like and subscribe button. And if you want me to do a topic, as I said again, just link it down in the comments. I do anything. There's no limits. So I see you guys in the next video. Peace out.